The details that I found out about the original owners of this car just absolutely blew me away. Well, this week was a bit of a special one in the life of the Duffy Dadventurer, and particularly for the vehicle that has taken us on so many adventures around Australia. Our beloved Kombi van. Kind of a little sad during the week when the odometer clicked over 100,000 Ks and reset itself at zero. It's like it's a brand new car again. Well, you probably shouldn't get emotional about these things. But why? When your car goes around the clock for the first time. There are not many original Kombis anywhere in the world that can claim that they haven't been around the clock at least once. And many have been around multiple times. It's kind of a sad thing, because it was what made our Kombi special for so many years, is the fact that it had never been around the clock. So this is a 1976 Australian-made VW Kombi. For a few years, these were manufactured and assembled down in Victoria, in Australia. Made of Australian steel, good quality stuff. It seems to resist this harsh Australian conditions. Now, this particular vehicle came with an authorised camper conversion, a Dormobile conversion. Now, we knew as soon as we clapped eyes on this vehicle that it was something special. So we christened him Omo, and he has not lived his life outside of Canberra. You see, when we first bought this vehicle back in 2002, little did we know that the previous owners had lived a pretty adventurous life in this vehicle. In fact, the details that I found out about the original owners of this car just absolutely blew me away. Their names were Stephen and Helen Wurm, and they were post-war immigrants from Austria. They were both experts in their field. Stephen was a linguist who spent his career recording threatened languages in Australia and abroad.
Continuation recordings in Kanite. Stick.
Helen was an anthropologist specialising in Australian Indigenous culture. Many of the items she collected on their travels are now in the National Museum of Australia. They were trailblazers, taking to the bush roads of Australia, and it was pretty tough going. I was lucky enough to find photos and an incredible treasure trove of home movies in the library at the Australian National University, documenting the Wurm's life of adventure. From the highlands of New Guinea to the pyramids of Egypt, nothing and nowhere seemed off limits for this curious couple. What a life they led. I can only imagine the stories they had to tell. Helen and Stephen Wurm had owned quite a number of classic VWs in their time here in Australia. But they bought this one as a bit of a retirement gift to themselves. So in the 1970s, VW Kombis were the go-to action vehicle for those people who wanted to go a little bit off-road in Australia.
Travel all over the countryside, ask the Leylands, travel all over the countryside, ask the Leyland brothers.
And of course, VW Kombis became synonymous with the hippie trail, the overland trail that took intrepid explorers from Europe across Asia to end in places like India, Thailand, or Nepal. Now, anyone who's ever owned a classic vehicle, and particularly a classic VW, will understand what I'm going to say next. You kind of develop a unexplainable relationship with old VWs. Anyone who's had one over the years will immediately know the smell when you jump into one. It's that smell of oil and a bit of petrol fumes, a dusty hot air heating system. I guess it's just another milestone in this Kombi's life story that has now entertained 3 generations of people here in Canberra and taken them on fantastic adventures around Australia. Who knows what the next chapter will bring?